In a city of millions, where faces blur into the crowd, it's easy to believe that every person is simply part of a larger tapestry, just a stranger on the street, a neighbor across the way, a figure lost in the shadows of skyscrapers. But when I moved to Los Angeles for law school, my focus was sharp. I knew I had a half-sister here, someone I'd heard about for years but never met. Just a faint, untouchable presence lingering in my life story. She was only ever mentioned with strained glances, hushed tones, and uneasy looks, as if her name carried a weight I couldn't understand. I thought it would never happen. She was a ghost of sorts, a figure from my parents' past, someone whose presence always hovered around family gatherings without actually being there. I hadn't expected to hear from her, let alone meet her. But then, one quiet evening, a friend request appeared. Her name, her face. She had reached out to me. I hesitated before accepting. It felt surreal, like the bridge between my family's secretive whispers and reality had finally materialized, right there in my inbox. I could now reach out and touch the part of my life that had always seemed forbidden, and as I clicked accept, my mind swirled with questions and doubts. It wasn't long after that she sent a message, an invitation, a chance to finally meet. She wanted to see me, but not alone. She suggested a dinner outdoors at night, a small gathering with friends at a park I'd never heard of. The idea of meeting her thrilled me. It was the chance I'd been waiting for, to uncover the mystery that had plagued my childhood. But there was something off. Why a park, and why at night? I brushed the thoughts away, telling myself that it was simply nerves. Maybe this was just her way of creating a casual setting, a relaxed atmosphere for our first encounter. Yet deep down, something felt strange, unsettling. Days passed, and the invitation continued to linger in my thoughts, an itch I couldn't scratch. I needed to know more. So on a whim, I called a friend who had lived in Los Angeles for years, someone who knew the city inside and out. When I mentioned the park, their voice changed, a slight pause that made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. "You're sure she suggested that park? I hate to say it, but people avoid that place, especially after dark. Strange things happen there. People go missing. And you know that neighborhood crime is high. It's not a place anyone would choose for a reunion." His words sank in, a cold weight pressing into my chest. I tried to shake it off, thinking maybe he was exaggerating, but the worry gnawed at me. So I decided to dig a little deeper. I pulled up news articles, searched social media, everything I could find about this park, and the stories I read sent shivers down my spine. Every instinct I had told me not to go, but there was a part of me that felt compelled, an almost irrational urge to follow through, to meet this person who had haunted my life like a half-told story. I knew I was on the edge of a decision, a choice that might change everything, but I couldn't let it go. My sister, my blood, my past. So I made a choice to reach out to her directly, to suggest we meet in a public place, a coffee shop, anywhere but that park. But the reply I received was odd, short, almost too polite, like a response from a stranger. There was something off about her words, a strange stiffness. And then, nothing. She stopped responding altogether. Her account went silent. Days turned into weeks, and I couldn't shake the feeling that someone had been watching me, waiting. The memory of that invitation, that park, it grew more ominous with every passing day. But then, out of nowhere, I heard from her again, this time through a mutual friend. Someone had known I was new to the city, known about the half-sister I'd never met, known just how to reach out, and what to say to draw me in. They'd used her face, her name, her family connection. Whoever they were close enough to know my family's secrets. As we pieced together the timeline, it became clear that someone was trying to lure me. But who and why? To this day, I have no answers, just a feeling, a lingering dread, like there's something unfinished, some shadow waiting to cross paths with me again.